In today's video, we find dinosaur bones, and then we bring those dinosaur bones back to life, recreating Jurassic Park. There will be dinosaur sanctuaries, police shootouts, and escape rampages. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video for a giveaway. Subscribe to the channel so we hit 300K by the end of the year, and let's go make a dinosaur army. This is Dr. Womprat, a professor in the field of paleontology, and very recently, the president of the Brick-Knighted States paid her a visit. He explained he wanted some new dinosaurs for the Smithsonian Museum, and the only way to get them was to go dig them up. Dr. Womprat obviously accepted, but she knew it would cost money. This would be no issue for Bo Jiden. With the finances settled, Dr. Womprat assembled her team. She would of course be leading the expedition. George would be their equipment manager, and Dr. Evil would be the assistant paleontologist. No relation to that Dr. Evil. And their loyal canine, Booper. With their crew assembled, they pack into a van and start making for the desert. The ride is incredibly bumpy and uncomfortable, and George has to stop every 30 minutes to pee. They even have to pass through a few war-torn countries, like Ohio. Truly a desolate region of the world. Eventually, they do make it to the desert, and it is hot.
Oh, that's hot.
But that doesn't stop others from hanging out there. The one and only Florida man has been soaking up the sun ever since he got banned from the United States for fighting too many alligators.
Wow, look at that.
But he really doesn't have much of an interest in what the paleontologists are doing. So they start to unload their camper van and set up camp, such as their nice little tent here. This will serve nicely as their headquarters, and they can start to dig for some dino bones. So they dig and dig and dig, but they only find a load of junk, a pile of buried treasure, large swaths of oil, don't tell the American government, and long forgotten ancient relics. Really just a whole pile of trash. But then, all of a sudden, a particular rock formation is very interesting. The doctor examines it and quickly realizes that it's not just a rock.
That's just a stupid boulder.
Excavation must start immediately. But these Lego shovels just aren't cutting it. Literally, they can't cut the rock. They're too soft. So how about I help them out with my hammer and chisel, baby? You know what? This could take a while. How about we time-lapse this? Hold on, fellas. I think we found something. We just need to go ahead and scoop some of the dust away. You see that right there? That's dinosaur bones, baby. We're getting closer. Let's go ahead and finish the excavation. And there we go. The bones have been unearthed, and the paleontologists realize they have a huge discovery. It looks like it could very well be the king of the dinosaurs, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. But as they look on in wonder, they realize something is amiss. Dr. Evil has pulled out a gun. He takes down George and threatens the doctor as well, but their long history prevents him from killing her. So instead, he locks her and the dog up inside of the tent, and then begins to look at his reward. Millions of dollars in dinosaur bones. Loading them into his trolley, he knows that he's hit pay dirt. With everything safely loaded up, he's able to take his goodies away. He's completed the great dinosaur heist. Luckily for the doctor, nearby, Florida man was taking a nap. Once he woke up from that nap, he'd be able to free her and she'd be on her way. But for now, Dr. Evil was escaping with her bones. Not her actual bones, she'd be goop.
How are you? I am under the water. Please help me. Here too much raining.
Dr. Evil goes to the man who hired him with the dinosaur bones. Schlieffen. Schlieffen is a mad scientist whose war crimes have reached far and wide. He started his career working for Brickler as his top scientist. He was then recruited through Operation Paperclip to the US Army, and up until the 1970s, performed psyops for the Army and the CIA. He then had a brief supervillain arc when he worked for the Joker.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Creating toxic chemicals for the madman to use. But these men were in his past now. Dr. Schlieffen was working towards bigger and better things. His new boss was LeBron James.
LeBron James.
You see, LeBron has been concocting ways to beat his rival in the GOAT conversation. No, not a literal GOAT. The greatest of all time. You see, Michael Jordan still had 6 championships in the NBA. LeBron only has 4. So LeBron thought perhaps building Jurassic Park in real life and bringing dinosaurs back from the dead would make him the NBA GOAT. So LeBron, inside of his $8 billion castle, has given Dr. Schlieffen an underground laboratory. Why don't we go ahead and build Dr. Schlieffen all of the materials he needs to bring the dinosaurs back to life. Hold on there, chaps. Dinosaurs can be extremely dangerous. But you know what else is dangerous? The battlefields of today's sponsor, War Thunder. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made and is free on PC and console. There are over 2,500 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships of 10 major world nations. And these war vehicles span from the 1920s all the way to modern day. This game is so immersive. There are detailed vehicles, realistic graphics, and authentic sound effects. It really feels like I'm fighting on the front lines. Not to mention there's amazing customization with countless camouflages, historical markings, and decorations for all types of vehicles. And my favorite part of the game is the vehicle damage model system. Each vehicle is intricately modeled down to its individual components like engines, fuel tanks, weapons, and crews, all susceptible to damage or disabling from enemy fire, and different types of armor, shells, and missiles behave like their real-world counterparts, meaning you can actually use strategic knowledge of these tanks and vehicles to fight your enemies. It makes knowledge of warfare actually pay off. So join 70 million other players in insane PvP battles today. With so much high quality content to discover, there's simply no game better suited for fans of military history. And the game is free on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox, and you can check out my pinned comment or video description below to sign up using my link, where you will get a massive bonus pack available for new and returning players that haven't played for at least 6 months across all platforms. You will be getting the exclusive vehicle decorator Eagle of Valor, 100,000 silver lines, and 7 days of premium account. But this bonus is only for a limited time, so act soon, and I'll see y'all on the battlefield. And here we have it. Dr. Schlieffen's lab is now completed. 3D analysis center in order to examine the bones, dinosaur DNA containment vials, spinning gyroscope for analysis, and electron probes to ignite the DNA. Now, Dr. Schlieffen had all of the dinosaur bones he could possibly want because of his deal with Dr. Evil. He had offered Dr. Evil $1 million of LeBron James's basketball money.
$1 million.
But why not just get things for free? After all, this way, there's no trace of what LeBron James and Dr. Schlieffen have done. It was now time for Dr. Schlieffen to assemble his laboratory team. Walter White will be his lead chemist.
Sussy bata.
And Chris Pratt will be his dinosaur wrangler. After all, Chris Pratt has to be in everything. The team gets to work, reconstructing the skeletal components of the dinosaurs, as well as sequencing their DNA, unlocking the potential of these beasts. Finally, it seems as though the DNA is ready to be reconstructed into newly formed dinosaurs. The final calculations are put into the machine, everything is all fired up, and we have ourselves a dragon. That's a dragon. Okay, I think Schlieffen needs to do a little bit of recalibration. Okay, now we have ourselves a horse. That's a horse. Okay, try again. Nope, that is a centaur. That is a rancor from the fictional movie Star Wars. That is a yeti. That's a Siberian husky. I think we're going backwards now. That's a guy in a dinosaur costume. Actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure that's Paul the janitor. Paul, get out of here. Okay, we're giving it one last try. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. It's certainly an older LEGO dinosaur, but it checks out. And it's eaten Chris Pratt. Great. With the first dinosaur being built, Dr. Schlieffen will be able to mutate its DNA. and recreate the other dinosaurs. Dr. Schlieffen gets to work, conducting long, hard hours in his laboratory, only stopping when LeBron James offers him a pizza party instead of a raise.
Pizza time.
Eventually, our boy here has concocted the perfect formula to reproduce the dinosaurs. He sends the instructions off in a heavily armored car so that production may begin. Eventually, shipments from the factory return, with each shipping container containing a different dinosaur. Let's go ahead and help Dr. Schlieffen assemble all these dinos. But first, he has to use the toiler. LeBron's pizza gave him food poisoning. And so Dr. Schlieffen has assembled his army of dinosaurs. We of course have herbivores, like the Brontosaurus, omnivores, in the form of some of these smaller dinosaurs, who can take on their own size, but also live off the land to survive. And then the carnivores, the kings of the Jurassic era, beasts that can swallow a human whole. Schlieffen has built them all. And of course, Schlieffen has his guards pull up in a classic Jurassic Park Jeep. The guards are equipped with high-tech tranq darts that could take out a fully grown Tyrannosaurus Rex. So they start putting some of these dinos to sleep. It's nap time! With the dinosaurs fast asleep, it was important that their habitats would be built quickly, suiting each species' needs, and most importantly, having security at an all-time high. Let's start with an easy one, the pterodactyls. The security guards have successfully tranked them and wrapped their wings up in barbed wire for transport. Their jeeps aren't going to be enough. That's why the park has invested in this bad boy, the Dino Hauler. The ultimate dinosaur transporter, made out of plated sheet metal, taser-guarded barbed wire, and sonic lures, in case the dinosaurs get away. All you gotta do, plop these bad boys in here, and they're ready to go. But the drivers need somewhere to transport them to. So let's help Schlieffen out and build them some habitats. Alright, we got a nice little slab of volcanic rock here, because they like to roost on volcanic rock. I built a nice little tower for them, as well as a second tower, because they're birds, they like to hang out in towers. And then a little rope bridge here as well for them to hang out on. Alright, that actually looks really good. And then a little bit of vegetation here. Let's sprinkle that on. There we go, I think that'll make them happy. Now let's bring in the birds. Now we got 3 different pterodactyls here, each with different markings, but all with a red pattern to them. One is roosting on a nice little pole here, another is standing on top of this wall, and the last is just chilling inside of the box. But you know, the guards do want to be careful about these here birds. That's where this puppy comes in. Nice anti-aircraft gun that will point up at the sky and take out anything flying. Only if need be, of course, which you never know, they're dinosaurs. Now how about a bit more of a dangerous exhibit that will definitely earn the park a lot of money? Velociraptors, the wolf pack of dinosaurs. Let's build these blueprints. There is the beautiful exhibit for the Velociraptors. We're gonna bring in some heightened security for these guys. 1 armored car, 2 armored cars, an M1 Abrams, and of course, the transport truck, with just a touch more security to it. The private security goes to lower the ramp and allows the dinos into their new habitat. We got a beautiful shoreline for them, and we got a lot of Velociraptors. A whole family of them, in fact. And since there are so many of them, and they're one of the smarter species of dinosaur, we're gonna have extra security. A sniper in a nest, constantly surveying the dinosaurs below. If they start making any trouble at all, he calls in the big guns. Rocket launcher unit, flamethrower unit, and the minigun unit, all of which are constantly on call to guard the Velociraptors. That doesn't mean these raptors don't get a nice little Hawaiian vacation resort to live in. We can infest the water with sharks and gators to make it into a treacherous ride for tourists. Because we have these kayaks here, which you can pay to ride in to get a closer look at the animals. You might be thinking, what idiot would pay to do that? Well, the first person on the ride was our boy Jeff. He is a big dinosaur guy. And speaking of big dinosaurs, we have the king of the dinosaurs, the T-Rex. But this is just the small old version of the T-Rex. We also have the big boy.
That's a thick-ass boy! Damn!
And to accompany him, the Carnotaurus, the Gigachads, of the dinosaur world. Now these bad boys are a little too lethal, so we're gonna need high security to keep them contained. That's where this high security fence wiring comes into play. Let's make ourselves a little Dino Prison here. Well, we've got ourselves the containment unit now. It is surrounded by razor sharp electrified barbed wire, as well as searchlights constantly shining on the dinosaurs. And a heavy-duty machine gunner at the top of a watch outpost. Crowds are also only welcome 100 yards away from the beast. No close-ups for this bad Larry. But one place crowds can get close to, that would be the petting zoo area. You know what? It's not looking too good right now. Let's fix it up. We'll get rid of the spooky tree with the spiders all over it, while we add a little dinosaur nest and some additional eggs, with the dinosaur costume guy being the parental supervision of the area, ensuring the eggs are properly handled. And how about some baby dinos? Baby T-Rex? Harmless at this size, right? 2 baby velociraptors, and a baby ankylosaurus. He's so freaking cute! We could also have some bigger dinos in this area too, like this child brontosaurus. Obviously very big, but look at that doofy smile. He couldn't hurt a fly. I would say that's a pretty good looking dinosaur petting area. But we still have a lot of dinosaurs with pretty much no home. And a Jeep that can easily make a lot of money. So let's have a safari zone.
A few moments later.
And here it is, the safari zone. Let's go ahead and load it up with the remaining dinosaurs. The safari zone is inhabited by all different likes of dinosaurs. Definitely some lethality out here, but nothing too destructive that could breach the armored Jeep. Especially not the brontosaurus, he's so cute. I love brontosaurus. And triceratops, they're cool too. So now the Jeeps can tour around tourists and watch animals fight. You simply have to hand it to LeBron and Dr. Schlieffen. Despite all the warnings, they built a truly amazing amusement park and brought dinosaurs back to life. However, not everything would be peachy keen for long. You see, all of these dinosaurs required a lot of food. The caretakers of the dinos were trying to sustain them off of vegetation, animals, both normal food animals and, well, some exotic animals, and even sometimes dinosaurs themselves. But all of this food wasn't being delivered in a timely manner, and so the dinosaurs would get hungry. And one day, the big dinos' food was delayed by a few hours, and the big sentry guard had run out of coffee and fallen asleep.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
A certain cosplayer got a little too close to the dinosaur pen, and well, the park suddenly had a particular situation on their hands. The dinos had just gotten a taste for human flesh, and quickly stampeded out of their cages, knocking over the guard towers. Security forces attempted to fight back, but a number of the dinosaurs were already free. A number of the workers were caught by surprise. Minigun soldiers sprayed down some of the dinos. But only more of them took their place and feasted on their bodies. The fight seemed fruitless. The dinosaurs were just too much. They were incredibly destructive. And they were enjoying themselves. Luckily, the Abrams tank seemed to pull up out of nowhere, taking down one of the T-Rexes. But raptors quickly swarmed the tank, taking it down. All seemed fruitless as LeBron and Dr. Schlieffen hid inside their bunker. But lucky for them, Dr. Womprat had escaped her prison a number of days before. She had heard what was happening with the park and knew her research would be used for terror. So she devised a plan. She snuck into the petting zoo area and stole a few dinosaur eggs. With these, she begun her own research inside of her government-funded lab. Tax dollars at work, baby! She quickly had her own recipe for dinosaurs. She knew she had to make them bigger and better than LeBron's. So she took her basic dinosaur design and gave it hydraulic press legs. She attached a minigun arm, as well as a hydraulic press-powered metallic arm with diamond-tipped claws. And finally, on its back, she equipped a saddle with twin machine guns on the front, along with rocket launchers she had designed. And on its tail, she laid out plate armor. She had created the very first Abomination Rex.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And former President Barack Obama would be riding this puppy into battle. at the scene of Jurassic Park. Across from it, it immediately recognized its rival. And she was ready to destroy that metal beast. Obama's Rex let out a burst of machine gun fire. The fire merely bounced off the reptilian's skin. It was as thick as armor. And then they clashed. Obama was thrown from the steed. And the Abomination Rex knew it had to keep fighting, crushing the spine of the other dino. But the other dino performed a tail flick. And then she began to devour his circuits, taking out his armor. All seemed lost. But then, there was a screech in the air. From out of the heavens came the Gigapterodactyl with sword wings. And with the cuts on the dinosaur, it then burst machine guns into the wounds, taking down the Rex. Humanity had now unleashed dinosaurs into the world, and there was no putting that cat back into the bag. Not after what had happened. The dinosaurs would just go on to mate, as many had escaped at this point, and they would proliferate across the earth, forever hunting and living alongside humans. Thank you guys for watching. Today's giveaway is going to be all of the dinosaurs you are seeing right now. All you gotta do to enter and to win the giveaway is hit the like button, subscribe with notifications turned on, and comment down below either your favorite dinosaur movie, your favorite dinosaur, or your favorite part of this video. Do all those things and you're entered in to win. Another huge shout out to War Thunder. This video would not be possible without them. Go to the link in the description below or the pinned comment to check out the game. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.